Youth will unite nations. I'm Ritula from YUCI. The power of youth is the commonwealth for the entire world. The faces of youth people are the faces of our past, our present, and our future. No segment in the society can match with the power, idealism, enthusiasm, and courage of the youth. The future belongs to those who see opportunities today. YUCI is a youth run organization with a central youth team of passionate and enthusiastic young individuals driven to bring changes by providing development programs and opportunities. YUCI is dedicated to strengthening the youth community and helping them achieve in sustainable development. YUCI is not restricted to organizing lectures and seminars or provide activities through social media. We want to entitle youth through effective action and aid them to become the backbone to a better society. Dr. Sanat Kumar Sharma is a well-known academician having 23 years of teaching, research, and 12 years of administrative experience in India and abroad. He completed his master in sociology 1994 and PhD 1998 in sociological from Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi. He is associate professor in sociological in Central University of South Bihar, Gaya. He was former head Department of Sociological Studies and Dean Students Welfare in Central University of South Bihar. Dr. Sharma authored 34 research papers and 9 books published by national and international prestigious publications. He presented about 72 research papers in national and international conferences and seminars. We welcome you to today's event, sir.
Hello.
Sir, now you can.
Yeah, now I can present. Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Thank you to all of you and thank you to the organizer. My voice is clear for everyone?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay, okay. So I'm happy to join with you. It's very nice for me to discuss something. Actually, I'm the student of sociology and we are discussing something. So the time is very short. In the meanwhile, I will discuss some issues and employment and youths. Is it because it's a very big umbrella, youth employment and employability, a global perspective. So basically, I focus on Indian perspective. So we can see the when we are talking about the employment, you know, the one is very important thing. There isn't, as you say, that sustainable development. So there isn't technological development, is it? And we are producing more and more. There isn't value chain, employment relation, and nature of work itself. So we have to think in the modern era how we are going to see the employment. It's a big question because last 20 years I am thinking we are talking about the unemployment or employment. This word, being a student of sociology, a little bit itching me that how we can say that unemployed and how we can say that employed. So there are two things I will discuss with you. One thing, how we are going to see the future of ideal jobs in Indian youth. My second point is the forms of employment, the future of non-standard form. What you can say that employment is it? After that, there is one thing, the new generation is going to entrepreneurship. The next point I want to discuss with you that youth, they are looking for gig economy. I mean the temporary, they want contractual things. They want, I want to work and I will take 25,000 for this work. That is gig economy, isn't contractual. They want to enjoy the life. After that, we need the skill for future. Which type of education we are providing? It's technical, non-technical, classical, and what is the philosophy where this went? So finally, the ideal skill programs. Which type of program is going on? So first, I want to say that youth employment, employability, a global perspective. keep it in the mind that 1.3 million people enter working age. The population in India is every month. The children are growing in 1.3 million. It's not a joke. As a half country population, 1.3 billions below the age 25. So youth means the below age 25. So we are looking for the job. So the central question, what is in my mind, what we are discussing with my friends, one thing is, what are the career appreciation and job perfection of youth? It's a big question. Which type of career you want? So you want a career in leadership, you want a career in labor class, you want a career in technology. In which technology you want in medical profession. So it is a big question, is it? And it's a good opportunity that you can perform. So what are the perception of youth around the education and relevance of their education skill sets? Is it? Because there are two things. One thing, inspiration, how the student, how the youth is going to see to employment, to job, and how they are going to take. The second thing, they are working according to education or in the labor market. One of my friend is a very renowned professor, Professor Sanjay Mishra. His son did his master's in BTech in civil engineering and master in economics. Now he is a very good marketing man. Is it? So the area where you are going to see. So how do youth perceive employment and work transformation as well as availability of educate and relevant opportunity? Is it? So transformation is going on. Where, how we are going to see the employment? Is it? What are the barriers faced by the youth meeting in their education, skill, and employment? If we are creating more barrier, they are more skilled. Is it? What I say, we are saying, if anytime, if every time you are going to be tested, one day you will be the master. Is it? After that, the strategy and policies needed to make a bridge between the information analysis and the open market. The one more question is in my mind, how can capability to be enhanced? Because it's very important. For an example, there are a lot of teachers, those who are very comfort, teachers are very comfort, they're doing. But some teachers are presenting not very nicely. They are in the classroom, they are teaching. But if the questions raised, either the subject are interdisciplinary, it's very confusing. And presentation, a teacher is very skilled, very gold medalist teacher, but he can't present as a teacher. So the thing is, the important thing to enhance your capability. Either you are an engineer, either you are a doctor. There are a lot of doctors who pass, but they're not skilled. One of my friend, he was doing his master's in MS from Banaras Hindu University, and that time he was appointed in the emergency ward. And what he said to me after 15 years, doctor, last 15 years I learned the things. Even I can see the eye and I can explain where is the injury. So it's an experience. So we have to think in this aspect, that the capability, how we are going to enhance. Youth are making independent choice. Now you can't bond. For example, I'm the student of sociology. My father was a student of sociology, but my son is interested in IT field. So we can't press because it's their interest. The next question is the higher education. I mean, the degree high valued, but youth also require a new skill. For example, you can say astrology. Previously, astrology, there are a lot of calculation and a lot of things. But now in the modern era, they have a software. They will just put your date of birth, time of birth, place of birth. And they are not going to make your horoscope. Immediately, they will predict to you. Is it? So skilled and high level, just for example, sociology student. Previously, sociology students are looking only for the job in the teaching, either in the social work. But now they are entering in the field of supervision, they are entering the labor officer, and so on. So while youth prefer to public sector job, we have to check it, how they are doing, are the internship. The next point is the IT industry is the largest employment youth, IT. So the young chaps are looking for the IT because they want information, information, information. As you can say, there is a market of the advertisement. The 70% market in the air, in the ether. Only the things are going on. These things you have to purchase. These things, your life will be secure. LIC policies, this policy, this policy, this policy, medical policy, health policy. So people, this is attracting. More than one more point in my mind that one third of youth neither employed nor educated. There are a lot of people, even I am facing this problem. Last if you can check last 5 years, there is a lot of vacancies, professors, associate professor, but people are not eligible. Why? Those who are in lecturership, they are settled there. They're settled there. They're not going to change. If you will give an opportunity in Gujarat, there's a good professor in sociology and the associate professor working in Balia district or the Gazipur district, either in the Dantewada district, either anywhere in the Buxar, they don't want to go Gujarat because it's very far and how I can adjust with the new people. So we have to see this one more thing. After that, there is one more question is people are looking for women carriers, is it? And how the full-time involved. There is a big issue what I am facing last 4 years. The young girls, I mean, after the masters, after the B.Ed, they joining the school in private sector, like DPS, like Aryans, like Sunbeam. Is it new education, Birla groups, Tata groups? But after marriage, they will leave the job. After that, when they will be in family way, they will leave the job. So there is a very big problem with the women's that they're changing the job. So there is a crisis of experience. How we are going to see. So these are 2-3 questions in my mind as I discuss with you the central questions. Now the thing is, if I'm looking next, the job is in the digital era, how we are going to make an employment. Information analysis, lack of guidance, work experience, people don't know. For example, you can see to me, last 20 years I'm teaching, but I'm not skilled with the modern equipments. I mean, thanks to the corona, that he given me a chance to be well equipped. Otherwise, it's very typical for me. I was used to with chalk and duster. But now we are using this with the help, and it's a good thing that I'm learning. So in the modern time, the Indian youth are very inspiring with the information technology, and they're looking. Another thing is the optimistic view, the gig economy. People are, they want to enjoy, like for us in my era, my father era, and 40 years back, 30 years back, in India, there was a tendency, oh no, we want a job. Where you want a job? It's simply a government job, either in Delhi, either in Bombay, either in Bhopal, either in Hyderabad, either in Chennai, but I want a job. Is it? And I want to settle the life. I will stay there 20 years, 15 years, I will do my job. But the trend is changed now. You can see the students, I mean, the young chap are very optimistic. One guy, son of my dear colleague, 3 years he was in Singapore. Now 2 years he was in Australia. After that, he came back to Africa. And now in these time, he's in Delhi and he's enjoying. He is everything he have, and he's saying there is no need for a good long time job. We can see the things, whatever you want. So the important thing is youth are eager to skill development and short-term course, certified course. Youth are looking for human-centric and soft skill. They don't want conflict. If there is a conflict, they will quit the job. A lot of students, lot of my juniors, lot of my students, why you leave the job? Oh, no, teacher, it's very problematic for me. The boss was not good, and I will get a good chance. I will get a good one. My nephew, every 2 years, he's changing job because he started 65,000, now 70,000, now 80,000. Now he is earning 2,20,000. So soft skill, human centric, and recognizing, having solution in the mind. Now the thing, if we are looking, I'm in the model of the business. is it? Demographic shift, globalization, digitalization, production process, employment relationship, nature of work. So concluding these things, I mean, last 5 years, there is a lot of changes and India is facing challenges. Last 6 years, I think Indian youth have mind setup is changed. Even the parenthood mind setup is changed. No, no, it's good. It's okay. My children, my son, my so and so is working, and I'm happy with this type of things. And the only thing is the future security, and by the skilled work, they are settled. So the next important thing, what I looked at, strong desire of job security and opportunity for career advancement. The thing is 50% youth is still 50% youth wants a public sector job, government job, while 25% prefer to private sector. So even 25% they want startup. No, I will do my own job, I will do my own business. Two of my students, they started farming and they're earning more last 5 years continuous. So it's a good thing. So youth are making independent choice. What's one thing? And Indian youth are going for value higher education. So now the things we have to see the other aspects, isn't it? Looking for the future, how the youth are going to see the future. I mean, the ideal job for Indian youth. So Indian youth have a strong performance for the government job, a strong preference. They want that government job. Indian youth is attracted towards the industries. They're vice versa, two things. There is vice versa, two things. Industries are looking for the youth. Even the multinational companies are looking, the people are working in China, the people are working in Europe, but they're coming in here to placement. They want Indian youths. They're hard workers. They are devoted. So most attractive job of the Indian youth is civil services. Now the second point, first point, I'm coming. The strong preference government job. In government, what they want? The civil servant. If not the civil servant, they want in teaching job. Is it? They want higher post. So youth are assessing the availability, suitability, job opportunities. And if the youth are looking for, you can say the career mobility, isn't it? Security motivational youth. So well-being of the recruiting local values. So we can see this one point. And another point, when we are looking for the what you can say, the future, I mean the forms of employment, is it? So one point is youth prefer traditional workplace. If there is a good business, there is a change, big change. They don't want to leave. The people, those who are in Varanasi, they want to stay there. Those who are in Delhi, they want to. So there is a very contradictory. One youth is looking to go moving here and there. I can job here 2 years, I can job here. But another thing is those who having, I mean the 25% youth, those who having parental professions or parental values, they are looking for traditional workplace. Youth want to working full time. I mean, even the day and night, they want to work. And what is the thing? There are 2, 4, 5 number, maybe 10. I was discussing with my young chaps. What you are doing? Sir, I'm with my father, and my father is doing his business, and it's very good. Why you're doing PhD? No, sir, PhD I'm doing. If I will get job, it is okay. Otherwise, I'm happy. I want my father is very okay, and my business is very okay. What is your job? We have 2 cafeterias. We have 2 restaurants. Oh no. So they want the economy, but with the respect. If you are highly educated, people will respect you. So youth want to work full time. Even if we are looking for the women want to full-time career, not the part-time job, Youth want part-time, but women don't want the part-time. They want full employment. I mean, this school job, office job, a receptionist job, like that. So the new generation is looking for entrepreneurship. So in entrepreneurship, youth want to be their own. Second thing, the education training as well as academia research, starting their own business. Two of my students, they started last 10 years, I think. I was in Ethiopia. That time, one of my junior, he said, as a teacher, sir, we want to open my own job. And very good research institute he developed. Now he given employment to I think more than 10 peoples. There are 4 researcher field workers, and he's taking from the companies and asking the business starting how you're going to see which type of market is there. So youth are preparing for their own business. So there is a question that employment or unemployment. So in my view, if you are engaged, if you are earning, and if you are socially secure, if you are economically secure, that is, means you are employed. Unemployment means not you are free. For example, a farmer is doing his job for 4 months and 2 months he is free for to enjoying their cultural activities, the marriage ceremony, the festival, and other things. So we can say that it is unemployment. So employment, unemployment, it's a relevant feature. And we can see that youth are looking for gig economy. Gig economy. What is gig economy? They want a contractual job. They don't want to go morning to evening, and they don't want to be there from 9 to 5 p.m. They want, what is your job? What do you want? Okay, I want this research. I want this thing. I want this result. Even IT student. Oh, you want a master plan? Okay. For what? For a university? Okay. For a bridge? Okay. And they are going to fix the cost. If I will give you this plan, I will charge 50,000. If you will give the design, I will charge 2.5 lakhs. If I will give the function structure, I will charge for this. And this is gig. Give me 5 days time, give me 25,000, you can take it. No problem. So it's a very good for me. What I am looking last, there is a change in 20 years, and you can say in the public sectors, in the private sectors, everywhere people wants money. And if there is a contractual, they are free. One of my junior, I think is 15 year younger. So what he say, 4 months I am doing my job, and 2 months I am enjoying my money. So what are you doing? Sir, anytime I'm making my trip outside India and I'm enjoying my life. That's good. So flexibility, autonomy, variety, pull factor, it's going to be give you the gig economy. And the perceived lack of career progression, gig economy is a deterrent of to the youth. There are a lot of schools. For example, one of my student, he completed his master's from Banaras Hindu University, and after that he just taken in yoga classes, and he just finished a diploma in yoga. After that, PG diploma in yoga, and he's a very good yoga instructor. He's a very good yoga instructor, yoga therapy, and all these things. So it's for me, if the knowledge, if the skill, if the education is providing you the money, it's called employment. It's called employment. You are busy and you are doing these things. A skill for the future. So human-centric skill, there are a lot of companies, even they are not going to give the value to human well-being. And the most important is employability. Youth see high value and soft skill. Youth are very interested to pursuing skill development opportunity. Is it skill development opportunity? That means they want the work. They want the work. They want the result oriented, opportunity oriented. Youth believe in skill training will improve their employability. That why I am learning. For example, there are a lot of my students, they are asking in the classroom, teacher, after learning, what I can do, how I can give my output, what is the use of sociology, is it, why it is necessary, what is the use of social thought. So it is a good thing that they are thinking for their future. My son so many times say, Papa, I will go for IT and I will this. There are a lot of branches in IT, is it? And 2, 3, he told me that this is this. I was surprised that the young youth, he is 15-year-old and he knows a lot of things. So it is a good, there is no need to feature insecurity. So youth are very secure and they are looking for their job, they are looking for their earning. Now the thing is, when we are talking about ideal skill programs, which type of programs we are doing? So youth offer the solution. Previously, the youth are asking the question, where is the job? What is the job? How I can get it? Isn't it? Now they are going to provide you the solution. If you will do this thing, you can earn this. If you could do this thing, you can earn this. You can make a career in this field. You can make a career in this field. So a lot of varieties. Youth are, you can say, unaware of existing programs. It's a big question. They are not, there are a lot of government programs, they don't know because they are looking their own solution, And the barriers of participants, they are making more skillful. Interaction is going with the industry professional. They're considering that they're very useful for us. Existing career counseling mechanism focus on the job applications. Youth want mentorship and career counseling services. Every university is looking for this. Every society is looking for. Even the community is making. Just like in Varanasi, in Delhi, I find Agrawal Samaj, Marwadi Samaj, Maheshwari Samaj. Is it Brahman Samaj? They are making their community opportunities. So it's a very good thing that people are thinking on the family basis, on the community basis, on the society basis, as well as government is doing very well. There are certification of importance. They are getting certificate courses, and money matter, and they are moderating these preferred things. So the programs are going on, and people are looking for the good programs, and I think it's a good opportunity for them. Now I want to conclude. I think the time is too much more. Manoj sir, I am extremely very sorry that I am taking too much time. Within 2-3 minutes, I will finish it. Indian youth are very ambitious. 10 years I was in Africa, and 2-3 years I was used to with Europe and other countries. So what is the what is the thing that in India's youth are ambitious and they are very optimistic, and they are going to firm determination, employment leadership. They want to do their own. So youth ideology is going to be, excuse me. So youth ideals, academic qualification, medium for enhance their social well-being, their profession, job security. So one point I find that in my last 15-20 years experience, that youth are very secure now. The situation is not just like in 10 years before. IT sector is there and they're working very well. Second thing, youth are going to organize their traditional development programs. They are going to enhance their skill. They want to change. They want the modernization, equipments, new technology, and their significance is information gap between job seeker and service provider. So it is a positive attitude. It's one a very good and positive that there is they are going to make an information. After that, the thing is the guidance of identification to job, and they want the skill and service with the learning outcomes, barriers for the young job appointment. That is an important thing. It's a very nice. You can see the development programs, partially those who are designing sector, and there are a lot of more section, designing, pharma, tourism industry, I mean, clay industry, a lot of industry, even in the private sector, they're organizing. So it's a very good thing. So youth show their optimism. There are 4 5 students. They did their masters in peace and conflict. After that, they organized an NGO and they provided to health services. And they're doing very well, just like an industry. They have, I think, more than 20 ambulance, and they have more than 500 doctors list, a specialized list. So it is a good that they are looking for the positive way. After that, two more point is that the cross gender, I mean the full time, and if you're looking for the women's, now we can't say that it's a gender is a barrier. Women's and men's, male, female, they both are working properly. And the important thing is last 5 years, finally I want to say one more thing, that the social factor is very important, that the psychology of the mass is changed. It's a very good thing. Even father is happy that the daughter is working, son is working, is it they're earning. So society is going to appreciate their education, their training, their professional appearance. So one point last I want to say that's very smoothly, a high level of optimism among the Indian youth, what I find it. Meaningful strategy for managing technological transformation and expectations for the young into the account. So thank you to all of you. Thank you. Thank you for listening me. And if anyone have questions, welcome to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to introduce our other chief guest, Professor Manoj Kumar Mishra. Hello, sir. So, Professor Manoj Kumar Mishra is a well-known academician and researcher. He has 20 years of versatile experience of teaching, research, and administration in India and abroad. At present, he is the Vice President and Professor, Department of Economics and Statistics at British American University, Florida. He is also Secretary Forum for Interdisciplinary Research Methods. He is a MA in Economics, MSc in Statistics, PhD in Economics from Magadh University, Bodh Gaya. He has also been awarded honorary doctorate in higher education from Nigeria, honorary doctorate in social work from Philippines, honorary DSc in economics and multidisciplinary research from Florida, honorary D.Lit in econometrics from USA, and honorary DSc in management from United Kingdom. He is a gold medalist and champion in academic and research world. He specializes in econometrics, research methods, data analytics, and applied statistics. He has supervised 8 PhD scholars and currently guiding 6 PhD scholars. He has developed blended videos, lectures in Advanced Research Methods 1 and 2, and also developed course material for development economics for master level courses at Ethiopian Civil Service University, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. He has published about 150 research papers and articles in national and international journals. He has also authored 3 books for PG level on his credit. He has presented more than 150 papers in national and international seminars and conferences of academicians and researchers. Professor Mishra has also chaired, co-chaired, delivered more than 100 invited lectures as keynote speakers, guest speaker, and eminent speaker in national and international conferences, seminars, and workshops. He is a member of editorial board and reviewer of more than a dozen of journals. We welcome you to today's event, sir, and hand it over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. First of all, I'm very happy and I thank the Youth United Council of India for inviting me on the very pertinent topic of the world, youth employment and employability, a global perspective. This topic is very pertinent, not only for the youth but for the all to know about the world, the situation of youth, the situation of employment, and the situation of employability all over the world. This theme is very important. So this is a very good thing. 1 minute, 1 minute. Okay. So today I have deliver my lecture on this topics. Uh, okay, thank you. So so in today my lecture, I will what I will discuss. I will discuss. I will discuss about the youth employment and employability, higher educational scenario, a global perspective, higher education system in India. I will very brief discuss, and lastly, I will discuss about the higher education employment and employability and youth strategy. All those things I will discuss in my lecture. So first of all, we have to know that what is the objective of education and what is the objective of youth, and how education is relevant for the youth, for making the good citizen, for making the good youth, for the development of our society, for the development of nation, and for the development of global society. As Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam has told that objective of youth, uh, told that excellence in thinking and action is the foundation for any mission. Excellence is not by accident, it is a process where an individual or organization or nation continuously strive to better oneself. So the important thing is that what should be the objective of education? The education should be for the employment, the education should be for the job, the education should be for the income maximization, wealth maximization, or the greed maximization, or education should be for the moral development, for the nation building, for the character building, or for the youth development. All those things are very important. In our Sanskrit sloka, it has been said that Vidya dadati vinayam, vinaya dayati patratam, patratvat dhan mapnoti, धनात धर्म ततः सुखम. विद्या विनय देती है, विनय से पात्रता मिलता है, पात्रता से धन मिलता है, धन से धर्म, और धन और धर्म से सुख की प्राप्ति होती है. आई वुड लाइक टू से दैट true knowledge gives discipline, from discipline we get worthiness, and from worthiness one gets wealth, and from wealth one gets good deeds, and from good deeds one gets joy. But today, in the modern era, the system has changed. Directly we are interested to get the happiness, directly we are interested to get the joy from the knowledge. This is the things, and this is the not good for the society and not good for the anyway for the development of human beings. That is the important. So now in the case of employment and employability in the context of youth, we have to know that what is the employment, what is the unemployment, what is the employability. That is the important. So if a person, how can we define the unemployment? By these things we can know about the employment. If a person wants to do a job, he has the capability to do the job, but he does not get the job according to his qualification or ability at prevailing wage rate, that is the unemployed. So in the case of this, we have to judge that a person is employed or a youth is not employed. So we have to know that if you want to get a job, you are interested to do the job or not. So if a youth is not interested to do the job, he is not unemployed. If a youth has not capability to do the job, then he is also not employed. also not employed. Okay. Then he is also, if a youth has no capability, no skill, how to do the work, in this case, this youth is not unemployed. In spite of this, the youth is getting the job according to his ability or qualification. He is getting the job or not. This is the important. If you are not getting the job according to your skill, according to your ability, then you are also unemployed. In spite of this, you are getting the prevailing wage rate or not. What should be the actual wage, actual salary for the youth for doing that job, and the youth is not getting this salary, not getting this wage, then youth is also unemployed. This is the situation. Okay. So in the case of India and other countries, we are seeing that it is find the frictional unemployment in the developed countries. Frictional unemployment is concerning to the employment when a person changes the job. Some person want to get the good job. In this case, they got unemployed from the present job. This is the frictional. Seasonal unemployment is very and undisguised employment, and these are the very important, and structural employment also. All these are very important in the underdeveloped countries, while frictional and cyclical employment is found in the developed countries. So this type of unemployment is found in developed and underdeveloped countries. And employability is concerning to the suitability of job. The concerned person is suitable for this job or not. If you are more suitable, then you can also not get the job. You have more qualification, you are more qualified, you have more skilled, you are wanting more salary. It is not necessary that you will be selected, because if the employer is not ready to give the more salary, and employer is thinking that if he or she hire the very suitable person, he can left the job. So there is the rejection from the both side, left side rejection and the right side rejection. So therefore employability refers to the attribute to a person that makes the person able to gain and maintain the employment, and therefore knowledge, skill and attitude, three things are important. In our education system, generally in the case of India, we focus on the knowledge. We are imparting the degree of medical, engineering, master, PhD, science, art, commerce, pharmacy, agriculture, etc. But we are giving the students, but in the students, there is lacking the skill. We are not giving the more practical based education. In spite of this, the youth are lacking the attitude that is also the important for getting the job. One thing is also important. July 15 is celebrated at the youth World Youth Skill Day. So on this day, the objective is that we have to provide the more and more job according to the suitability of youth for the development of society. That is the important. And by this, and for achieving this day is celebrated all over the world. So we know that India is lucky that India has more than 50% youth population, while in the developed countries they have comparatively of India less youth population. So the development of any country depend on the qualified, skilled and knowledgeable youth. Okay, so the main thing is that how to generate more and more skill in the youth, how to generate more and more employability in the youth, and developing their attitude, skill and knowledge and different things, so that they can get the good job in the society. That is very important. As far as it is concerning to the global perspective, concerning to the higher education, uh, skill development or higher educational institutions, the education system are heterogeneous, distributed all over the world. In the North American country, USA, Florida, Canada, there are other countries there, their employability rate is very high. There is 80% employability rate. In the European country, there is also more than 80% employability rate. In the Australian country, there is employability rate is also very high. While in the case of India, the employability rate in South Korea, Japan, and China is high. While if we think about the employability in the South American country, African country, and most of the Asian countries, the employability rate is about 10 to 15% in most of the country. So this is the matter of very pain concerning to the underdeveloped and developing countries. So educational institutions concerning to their quality, concerning to their training imparting and attitude development of the youth is in the case of underdeveloped countries, the institutions are very poor. While in the developed countries, the institutions are more, and moreover, they provide the more and more technical education. They are focusing on the interdisciplinary study and interdisciplinary research. However, the developing country is also doing the copy of that things. This is also the good things. In the case of India, national skill development has been focused, and this is also the good things. But implementation of the policy, there is something problem. So education has, so we have done the commercialization of education. The cost is very high. Accessibility, affordability of education is the big question mark for the youth. A poor person cannot afford the cost of professional and technical education, particularly in the underdeveloped countries or developing countries. So as far as that is concerning to the course contents, the course contents are not good, not up to date, very old course contents, and teaching methodology is also poor in the developing and underdeveloped countries. And in the examination pattern, they are not focusing to measure the real skill of the student. They are lacking the practical uh, knowledge measurement of the student. In spite of this, in the case of India, the course contents are general course contents. Okay, in the technical, in the engineering education also, there is also general course content, while in the developed countries, the course contents are very high, and that is very useful. They more focus on the practical experience, they more focus on the skill generation. So that is the difference between this country. Generally, we can think that in the case of higher education in India, the gross enrollment rate is 20%, and we are developing the only we are in developing the degree holders, and we are lacking the intellectual. And one thing is also important, that developing youth with the environment sensitivity, human values, and professional ethics, we are also lacking in the India also. So the main thing is that how to make the Indian youth competitive in the global market, that is the very important. In the case of India, there is high brain drain, and Indian youths are performing excellent in European countries, American countries, Australian countries, even in the Japan and Korea also. They are doing performing very nice in the African countries also. So we are seeing that in most of the countries of the world, Indian youth are doing very nice, performing very nice, but that is the brain drain, and they are not getting the job in our home country, and this is the main reason. And they are also not getting the high salary. This is the main reason of the brain drain from the India. So in the new education policy, it has been focused that the central should be homogeneous, and they will focus on the online education for capturing the inclusive education and homogeneous education system in all over the world. In spite of this, through the online education, they are interested to capture the uh, poor people who are earning while learning. Both process they can do at the same time. such type of people they can attract through the online education system. So this is the industrial academia meet through the industry academia meet. They are interested to invite the lecture from the industry to the academic institutions so that academic institutions can consider what types of youth they have to prepare. That is also the very important. But the question is that how to implement this policy, we can have the question on this issue also. So higher education, employment and employability, a strategy in the context of youth, that is the very important. In this case, we can develop the skill-based higher education. So the education of medical, pharmacy, agriculture, engineering, all those things. Even in the social science, we should develop the research based, we should develop the employment based education system. I am not saying that some subjects are not useful, all the subjects are useful, and there should be the development of all the subjects. And in the society, there is the need of all type of people concerning to the different dimensions of knowledge and skill and attribute that is the required of the economy and for the nation. So there should be the given the practical knowledge and attitude development should be focused in the youth. Entrepreneurship education is required to develop in the youth, and we should focus on the balanced demand and supply of the youth. Not only problem in the employability of youth, there is also problem in the demand of the job. Demand and supply of job, there is both problem. The industry should be established in all the parts of world, in all the region of world. In the case of India, the industry should be opened in the villages also. We should try to develop the employment capability at the village level. We should give the training of the youth at the village level. We should provide the job to the youth at the village level also. That is the very important. And all type of agro based industries are required to develop. Fast moving consumer based industries are required to develop. So very small and medium industries, primary sector, tertiary sector, secondary sector, all the sector are required to develop so that the youth can get the job according to their suitability. So there is the book, one book, the name of that book is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. In this book, it has been written that there is only two sections in the society, job creator and job seeker. Job creator means the rich people and job seekers are poor people. Poor people. Job seekers, poor people are those who works for money, and rich people are those who invent money and money works for them. So in the case of underdeveloped country, 95% people are the job, more than 95% people are the job seekers. They are interested to do the job. Some people are working in the self-employed job, but maximum people in the underdeveloped country, more than 85% or 90% about people work in the unorganized sector where salary is low and there is exploitation of the youth, and that is the problem. The government should give attention on the problems of youth, because the youth who are getting the less salary, the government should control this. In spite of this, the government should also provide the facilities to the entrepreneur so that the people can become the job creator, and the people should not be more and more people should not be the job seeker in the society. That is also the fundamental rule for the development of industries in the India and other underdeveloped or developing countries. So all, not only development of the youth, but all the factors of production like land means all the natural resources, labor, skilled labor, semi-skilled labor, unskilled labor, technical labor, professional labor, all type of human being. Capital should be employed, organization should be given the training, and entrepreneur should be given training for the, and all those things should be managed properly for the development of the world and for the development of the nation also. Who will manage this? Government or educated class? This is the problem. Who will manage the development? Who will the youth? Who is responsible that youth is not getting the employment? The government is responsible or youth himself or herself is responsible? The problem is from both sides. The problem is from both sides, and there is need to make the very clear policy that each and every youth should get the job, and the youth should also think that they should not think only for the government job. Some youth are thinking that only government job is job, private job is not job. So such type of tendency is required to change. They should take interest in private job, government job, any job. Job is job, all job are equal. In spite of this, the youth should also more focus on the job, self job. They should create the job, and they should not become more and more the job seeker in the society unless the problem of employment cannot be solved in the any country. And the government should provide the loan facility, the infrastructural facility, the training facility of to the youth, so that they can start their own business. A startup is very important in the case of India also. In spite of this, development of employability skill in higher education is the need of our, because after getting the degree of master, undergraduate, graduate, postgraduate, PhD degree, not only in the traditional and social courses, but also in the technical and professional courses, most of the most of the youth get unemployed. They are not suitable for the job also. This is also the main problem in the society. So one thing is also important, that the population is increasing very fast, particularly in the underdeveloped or developing country. So there is need to control the population. There is need to optimize the population. Unless we cannot give the employment to the people. In spite of this, the youth, the communication skill of youth should be developed. The teamwork passion should be developed in the youth. The problem solving attitude in the youth should be developed. Initiative and enterprise ability in the youth is the need of our to develop. And planning, organizing, self management, design and innovative thinking is the need of our. We have the youth have to think innovative thinking, the design thinking, the new thinking, that is the need of our. Through the learning and different technology, the youth have to get their the youth have to update their knowledge. That is the need of our. The government role is also important. Higher education system should think about, they are giving only the education, but they have to think that how their youth learners can get the job in the job market after the university or college education. That is the very important. Employment and employability, all those things are important. And if there is need, we can cut the wage to give the job to the more people in the society. If the government interferes in the job market, the government should cut the job, because the poor people will also get the job. So the need should be the need of the hour to give the job to all. And unemployment is the causes of all the disease in the society. So unemployment, the problem of unemployment should be solved in the any case. One thing is also important in this technology. There is increase of we are seeing the jobless growth. The GDP is increasing, output is increasing, but job creation is very low in the comparison of GDP and output. And capitalists are interested to use more and more capital in the place of labor. So it is also required to develop the labor intensive technique in the case of developing country and India also. So in the case of African countries are more poorer uh, than Asian country. Most of the African countries, they are poorer, very poorer country. In spite of this, South American countries, South American continent, African countries, in most of the Asian countries, there is need to develop the labor intensive technique of production. We cannot ignore the importance of technology, but we should also develop the employment rate in this country. That is the need of our, and by this way, we can go to the sustainable employment and employability. Finally, we can say that as the Kanakya policy has told us, उद्योगे नास्ति दारिद्र्यम जपतो नास्ति पातकाम मोनेनो कलहो नास्ति नास्ति जागृते भयम. There is no poverty where there are many industries. So it is need to open the more and more industry to give the employment, and as per the need of industries, there is need of the universities or institutions to impart the knowledge, skill, and attitude in the learners so that they can become the good youth of in the society. There are no scenes where the name of Almighty God is always recited, where people maintain silence, there is no quarrel, and where people are alert and watchful, there is no fear. Means we have to analyze the problems. We have to, there is need to analyze the job prospects. We have to need to analyze the attribute of the different job and the demand of the job, the supply of the job. We should have to understand the game of the job market. All those things are required for giving the job to all the people, to people from rural areas, people from urban areas or semi-urban areas. There is need to give the job in the all over the world. That is the need of our. So thank you. So thank you so much. I'm very happy that the organizing committee, that the organizing committee of this uh, uh, Youth United Council of India for inviting me, particularly the Bimal, Dr. Bimal, the secretary of this association, has invited me. So I feel very happy to be the part of this, webinar on the very pertinent topics, youth employment and employability at the global perspectives. That topic is very important, and I think that uh, the participants will get benefited from this topic. So thank you all the members of the, all the members, chairman, vice chairman, secretary, treasurer, and all the members of the Youth United Council of India for invited me in this very pertinent seminar on the very relevant themes for the society. So thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable speech.